Well, the gyms are going to be very active in a few short weeks. The basketball season right around the corner. We'll preview it next on Conversations. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, John Nelson. It's our annual AISD basketball preview show with the teams from District 4 6A and Seguin representing District 9 5A. We begin with Paul Williams, the head coach of the Arlington Colts. Well, the Arlington Colts are led by Coach Paul Williams in his fourth year. Coach, the season is almost upon us, and you've already received some good news about a couple of move-ins.
Yes, I have. We actually got two move-ins. One at the end of last school year, Satchel Benjamin, moving from Lake Ridge High School, 6'6", 220, 230. Very good player. We're excited to have him. The next guy is Javon Macklin, who actually moved in at the beginning of the school year. Big surprise. He was a sophomore last year, started on the varsity, state runner-up, Dunbar High School. He's going to help us out. He's a 6'5", wing, wiry, very athletic. So we're excited about both those guys.
What areas do you need to improve from last year?
Well, last year we had a problem with experience. We only had one guy with varsity experience. This year we're turning basically the whole team with a lot of varsity experience. Added with the two move-ins, I expect to have a good push this year and probably best year I've had since I've been at Arlington High.
So your offense will change, or do you know who the 1-2 punch is going to be yet?
It will change a bit because we're a little bit bigger. We're a lot more athletic than we've been in the past, so we may change some things up on how we'll attack, but it's kind of a work in progress right now.
They all say it, Coach, we have to win the games early. That's easier said than done, but you really do have to get off to a good start.
Yes, our district is tough from top to bottom. I mean, there's no nights off. You know, you have a perennial playoff power in North Crowley and Bowie and Martin, and then the other schools are formidable. We're all the same, so it's no easy night. So we have to get off to a very good start.
Mansfield's in the district, a team that you're most familiar with.
Yes, I used to coach there. Coached there 6 years. It'd be exciting to play those guys 2 times a year. They're very much like everyone else in the district, and it's just going to be a dogfight. I'm excited to see what happens.
Coach, what about your tournament schedule, and how will that differ from last year?
Well, because I think that we have a pretty good team this year, I kind of stepped up our schedule in our tournaments. We actually opened up against South Grand Prairie, one of the top teams in the state the past couple of years, and we'll move on into the Northwest tournament, and that would be a very tough tournament. We'll play teams like Northwest, who went 2 or 3 rounds last year. We're playing Alamo Heights, who's one of the best teams in San Antonio. So we'll play that tournament. Then we'll transition into the Arlington Classic, which is always tough, and then the Alito tournament, which is a lot tougher than it's been in the past years.
Coach, new faces are good, and I can tell you kind of like the makeup of this team already.
I do, but you know, you don't win games on paper. On paper we look good, but we have to look good on the floor.
Coach, good luck to the Arlington Colts this year.
All right, thank you.
For 17 years, Alan Gratts has guided the Bowie Volunteers. The Volunteers last year a 3rd place finisher in District 4 6A. They advanced 2 rounds. And Coach, what excites you about this upcoming season?
Well, I've got a lot of kids back. I've got a little bit more experience than we had last year. Even the ones that didn't play a whole lot last year that came off the bench for us, I think they've had a great off season, and really expecting a lot of things out of them.
I know that Kyler Edwards and Richard Robinson could really light it up, but that's not the only 2 that can light it up this year.
No, Kyler's had a really good summer, had a really good off season, and he's shooting the ball well. Richard Robinson has really improved, and we're expecting a lot of great things out of him. I think we've also got a really talented freshman that's coming in. Cade Cunningham came from Barnett Junior High, and he can play, and he's going to be a potential starter for us this year too.
What physical condition is your squad in? Can you tell already?
I think we're probably in the best shape of any squad that I've had. I mean, like I said, we've had a great off season. My kids got a lot stronger. We got a lot faster. I think we jump a lot higher and we shoot the ball a lot better. So our off season has been outstanding. It's one of the best ones we've had since I've been at Bowie.
You had a good bench last year. How about your bench strength coming in?
I think we're going to be young. Our bench will be young. We could potentially have 3 sophomores and a freshman on varsity this year. So this could be overall probably the youngest team that I had this year.
You've always played well at home. Do you feel that you do have a home court advantage at the Alamo?
Yeah, I think Bowie's a tough place to play. A lot of teams, it's difficult for me to schedule games at home. A lot of teams don't want to come to Bowie and play us there. There's definitely a home court advantage. We get a really good crowd support, and you know it's just a tough place to play.
How about the district this year? How do you see things with Mansfield now coming in?
You know, we picked up Mansfield. We lost Weatherford. I think Mansfield's a little bit stronger addition to our district. I think it's going to be good for our district. Our district's going to be strong again. North Crowley's going to be good. I believe Martin's going to be strong. And, of course, it's going to be us battling them two for those top spots.
Your season starts in mid-November. Is your tournament schedule different from last year, or tell me about the tournaments this year?
Our tournament schedule, it's about the same. We're going to Houston again. We get really good competition whenever we go down there. We're going to play in the Fort Worth tournament, and we'll play in the Arlington Classic again. So our tournaments really haven't changed much.
Coach, it should be exciting again for the Bowie Volunteers. Obviously, you feel that you have a pretty good squad and a pretty good makeup already.
Yeah, we're feeling real good. Like I said, our off-season's been great. I've seen my kids grow. We're more mature, and I think we're going to be able to handle adversity a lot better this year than we've had in the past. And so I'm excited. I'm excited about what we got coming this year.
Your backcourt pretty solid?
Backcourt is very solid. We've got solid guards. Now, our guards that are coming off the bench, like I said, they could be young because we're looking at maybe playing some sophomores and possibly starting a freshman this year. So, yeah, we've got experience, but we're also young.
Okay, you lost Jarrett Howell. You go up against Jarrett at Lamar. That's going to be a little different.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Jarrett's a great guy, great coach, and I was fortunate to keep him the 2 years that I had him, and I knew it wasn't going to be a long stay for him because you know it was that time for him to move on and take a head position.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you and the Vols this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The Lamar Vikings have a new coach this year, but certainly no stranger to the AISD. Jarrett Howell, a assistant at Bowie for a number of years. And Jarrett, first of all, congratulations on the job. And what has prepared you for this new position?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I think preparing me for this position was just my extensive background career as far as a player, playing at Bowie for 4 years and then playing at Niagara University in New York and UTA for 3 years where we won a conference title, and playing 7 years professional basketball in Europe. I think that time and that extensive amount of experience across many brands of basketball has prepared me to teach a great style of basketball at Lamar.
You know, if you have some good coaches to lean back on, and Alan Gratts and, of course, Eddie McCarter at UTA, and I'm sure you've borrowed a little bit from everyone. Oh,
yeah, definitely. Coach Gratts kind of laid the framework of how you run a high school program. Obviously, he's been, you know, extremely successful there, so I take a lot of pieces from him, from what we did at Bowie. Coach McCarter is funny, with him and Coach Cross, with the same defensive fundamental drills that we did at UTA are the same ones that we do with my kids at Lamar. So, and I was at UTA just yesterday, picking up some more stuff that I could take from Coach Cross and implement for our kids.
Jarrett, there's kind of a learning curve when a new coach comes in. They get to know you, vice versa. Can you tell already how you've been accepted and how they've taken to you?
Oh, yeah, it's been exciting. It's been very exciting. I think the big thing for me is I'm only 32 years old. So for the kids, they see somebody that's closer to their age. So the same type of music that I listen to a little bit, and I can kind of speak to them because I'm only 4 years out of being a player. So they don't feel that I'm so far away that I feel like a total dad to them.
Yeah, you're not that far removed from what they're going through.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I think just my energy, me only being 32 years old, I'm able to play with them and still able to get in and do a lot of drills and do stuff with them and really just build that camaraderie. And I work out with them. I do a lot of our off-season stuff with our kids. So it's not a deal of just do as I say. I'm in there and willing to do anything that I'm asking them to do.
All right, tell me about your offense. What kind of offense are you going to run this year?
Offense, we're going to be multifaceted. I can't lie, we're going to pick a lot of stuff from what I did in Europe. It's going to be 4 wide, it's going to be 5 wide, and basically the nuts and bolts of it is a lot of ball movement and player movement. So It's going to be a lot of screening and cutting and just a lot of tactics that I learned in Europe that we were able to score a lot of points with. And the kids have been picking it up very fast, and they're enjoying it a lot. So our offense should be fun to watch, and we expect to score a lot of points.
Season starts in mid-November. What about your tournament schedule?
Tournament schedule, we have Spring Creek for Mansfield. We have a Cedar Hill tournament. And then right after Christmas, we play in the Coca-Cola Classic in Fort Worth.
So that's 3 very, very good tournaments.
Very strong tournaments.
Yeah.
And in the Cedar Hill tournament, we have Cedar Hill first round. So it's a great opportunity for us to show our mettle against very good teams. We schedule well, and we're not going to back down from anybody. we want to be the best, so we got to go play the best.
And broadcasting the UTA games for a number of years, I remember one year you led the Southland Conference in three-point percentage. You also led the team in steals, and you had a very good junior and senior year.
I did, and that's the thing about being in Arlington. I love being in Arlington and showing the kids and telling the kids about, just me being an Arlington kid and where that can take you. And my defensive prowess in college, I learned from my brother and Coach McCarter, obviously.
You mean Keith really?
Keith did help me.
No, I know he did. Yeah.
Keith helped me a ton. But I just think those lessons that I learned from college on how to defend certain things and get through things, it just allowed me to just pour it into the kids. I tell them all the time, I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. I want to teach them everything I know and try to learn more and just give it to them.
All right, Jarrett, good luck to you and the Lamar Vikings.
Thank you so much.
The Martin Warriors are coached by Clint Schnell in his second year. Martin is second-place finisher in the district a season ago. They advanced very, very deep in postseason play, losing a heartbreaker to South Grand Prairie by 3 points in the Region 1 semis. And Coach, looking back with your big gun, Connor Lydiak, it was a pretty good season last year.
We had a great season. I think it was an unexpected season coming off the year they'd had before. Me coming in, first time coaching. And it turned out great. Guys really stepped up when we needed them to, including Connor.
Do you always kind of guess if you'd have gotten by South, how far you could have gone?
We'd have liked to have a shot at DeSoto.
Yeah.
I know they went on and won the whole thing, so that's probably our one regret looking back is just seeing what our shot would have been against them.
With this district, Coach, night in and night out, what do you have to do to stay competitive?
Every night anybody can beat anybody in this district. The whole district's competitive. You really have to come back and do what your foundation is, and for us it's our defense. We feel like we can control that. We can't control if we're going to make shots or how our offense is going to go every night, but our defenses know something we can bring to the table and always give us a chance.
But the kids coming in know that you're defensive minded.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh, believe me, it's made crystal clear to them, even at our sub-varsity levels, that we're defensive minded and we're going to play with great intensity and great effort.
Okay, offensively, how will you change this year?
I don't know that we'll change a lot. We're still going to run a motion-based offense with some set plays in there. I think one of our strengths last year was our ability to do multiple things on the floor, and I think we'll still have that ability. We can play fast, play slow, be more methodical with set plays, or play a little more open running motion.
With Mansfield coming into the district, how do you surmise what may transpire this year?
I think adding Mansfield to the district just makes us even that much more competitive. They play real hard, and they have good kids, and they're going to fit right in with all the other teams in our district.
Being in your second year and a lot of things that happen time-wise off the court, is year number 2 easier for you now at Martin?
It's easier in the sense that I know what I need to do and how to go about it and who to contact, whereas last year everything I tried to do I was just scrambling to figure out what the process was and who I needed to talk to about it. This year it's a lot easier just because I kind of know.
So now you can pick up the phone and get something done pretty quick?
Exactly. Yeah, one less phone call in the step usually.
Yeah.
So.
All right, what about your tournament schedule for the Martin Warriors?
Our tournament this year, we're going to host again our Thanksgiving Classic tournament at Martin on the 25th and 26th. We've got a real competitive field for that. We were the tournament champions, so we're looking to repeat for that. And then the first weekend of December, we're going to play in the Mansfield tournament, which they've expanded to 32 teams, and they got a really competitive field. So we're looking forward to playing in that tournament. And then we'll finish up after Christmas playing in the Whataburger tournament, which again is always highly competitive.
How do you gauge your tournament schedule and what they mean at the particular time of the season?
It's tough. We had a stretch last year where we played about 12 games in about 10 days. And when you get into tournament schedule, sometimes you play 2 games a day. and sometimes you do that for multiple days. And so we kind of space our schedule out where we'll hit a lot of games early in the year against tournaments, and then we kind of have a couple off weeks right before district starts and right before we get that break at Christmas. And then the one right after Christmas helps us ramp back up before we go back into district again.
Well, no question, the district once again will be very competitive. Good luck to you and the Martin Warriors.
Thank you, sir. We're looking forward to it.
The Sam Houston Texans are coached by Chris LeGrand in year number 5. And Chris, I know last year you lost some senior leadership. Who are you going to rely on this year?
That's right. We had a couple of guys last year that were real solid for us, juniors that are now seniors. Mateo Irving, Gary Bracy, Mike Areola. Those guys are going to be key for us this year.
What has to go right for you to be competitive in this district?
I think it's all in our hands. I think it's just the way we work and go about our business will really say a lot. And, you know, I think us just being consistent in the way we go about things. I think last year we were right in the hunt with a 3-way tie. And this year we're expecting to just get over that hump. Last couple of years we've been close actually. And we're just wanting to be consistent. And when it gets to that tough week, hoping to come out on the other end on top this go around.
You beat Bowie early and you had a good first half last year.
That's right. Yeah, we were red hot coming out last year. And like I said, it was a matter of one tough week we had. I think it was Pascal, Arlington High, we lost 2 tough ones. And had we got those wins, been a whole different story. So it comes down to the smallest things with us, and that's what we stress. We really stress the little things in order for the big things to happen, you know, the old cliche. The small things got to happen first.
Yeah. And you got to protect the ball better in the second half.
Oh, that was definitely an issue for us, not getting up shots because we didn't, you know, we turned it over or just didn't take care of it as well as we needed to. So definitely an emphasis this year. Yes, sir.
All right, you open up at Flower Mound.
That's correct.
What about your tournament schedule and how did you come to make up those particular tournaments this year?
Oh, yes, sir. We come to get in those. I feel like it's going to be the best exposure for our guys. We go to of course, we're in the Arlington Classic, and before Christmas, we're in the Cedar Hill, and then after Christmas, we travel out to Aledo, and we're in the Aledo tournament.
Cedar Hill's a good tournament. There's some very good teams in that.
Very good teams, very competitive, and it seems to suit us very well. We're pretty competitive in it, and we seem to get a little further every year, so hopefully that'll continue.
Coach, how regimented are your off-season workouts, and how has that differed in the last couple of years?
Oh, it's very regimented. We believe in our player development. We believe, you know, very strongly in developing our guys and bringing them on to the next level. We really concentrate on their strength and conditioning, and especially their skill sets. You know, we really believe, you know, the better the individuals make the better team. You know, just keep it simple. Just try to develop those guys and get every drop out of them that we can.
And like you say, you take care of the little things.
That's right. That's right. We leave no stone unturned. We're very detail-oriented.
Well, Chris, good luck to you and the Sam Houston Texans.
Thank you, sir.
Peter Abbott is the new head coach for the Seguin Cougars, and we welcome Peter to the AISD. Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you went to college and all your coaching background.
Well, I've been coaching for about a little bit over a decade. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I went to Central Oklahoma, and I made working with a camp with a former teammate of mine, working a camp with them. He told me that they were paying really well down here in Texas, and so I hopped on the first thing in Texas. I started out, my first job in Texas was at Burleson Centennial. Then I've been through Houston. Dallas ISD at Dallas Molina, took them to the playoffs for the first time in over 15 years. And then I just came from this past year from Alvarado.
Coach, can you get an early indication about the makeup of your team?
Well, yes, we're very talented. We have some ability. I think we should do well this year. The kids are buying in. That's what I'm really looking for, that buy-in. They're working really hard. Dedicating themselves to the weight room and doing the little things.
Who's going to run the floor, and tell me a little bit about your offense?
Right now we're trying to figure it out. We have a big man named Jonathan Bierman and our point guard Cannon Jones, and we have a couple of really good wings, a good forward, Gray Allison, and the wing is DeQuan Morton. So they're trying to figure out their roles right now as far as what we're doing offensively. We run a positionless offense right now. But as the season gets closer and closer, their roles will be more and more defined.
A lot of ball movement early.
Yes, a lot of ball,
yeah.
sharing the ball,
Right.
sharing the ball. So we want them to get used to that.
How do you see the district, Coach? Because being from Alvarado, I'm sure you're not unfamiliar with some of the Cleburnes and the Burleson schools.
Yes, we actually played against these teams in preseason when I was at Alvarado. Like I said, I worked at Centennial. Last year at Alvarado, we had Joshua and Burleson. We played spring league with Cleburne because it's right up the street. So I'm very familiar with Crowley, Burleson, Cleburne, Joshua, the new teams in the district. The only team I haven't ever had a chance to see is Granbury, but all of them I'm very familiar, very comfortable with. So,
Was your tournament schedule made ahead of time, or did you have an input in what tournament you
the
were
schedule was already made when I arrived. I liked it. I liked the schedule. It's very. We'll find out if we're good or not early on in the season. We go to Aldine, which is one of the better tournaments in the Houston area. You'll have probably about 7 or 8 ranked teams from 4A to 6A down in that tournament. Then the AISD tournament. I was told today that a state champions come out of that tournament over the past couple of years, and then we have the Fort Worth ISD Coca-Cola tournament, which will be very good for us and get us ready for district and hopefully a playoff run.
Coach, what's the hardest thing about taking over a new program?
I would say putting the character in the program that you want them to exhibit. They've had things done a certain way, and so you want, and sometimes you're just trying to build on to what someone has already done. The previous coach before me, he did a really good job, with those kids. And so I'm just trying to put a little bit of my personality into the program and build on what he's done before, keep the good things and try to add inflect a little something here or there.
Well, Coach, welcome to the district. It should be exciting in District 9, 5A for Seguin.
Yes, it will. It will. I think we're going to do really well this season.
Our thanks to all the coaches comprising District 4, 6A and District 9, 5A. Till next time, this is John Nelson saying so long for Conversations.